Hi everybody. So today it is day one post-op, meaning that I had my surgery yesterday at 6 a.m. So it is just over 24 hours since I've had my surgery. I apologize if my voice is really raspy. Ever since I came out of surgery, I've been like this. I guess it's because of the anesthesia and like the breathing tube that they put down your throat. So, and when I do take my painkillers, I tend to kind of go a bit more raspy. So throughout the day, it's kind of in and out of raspiness, so I apologize if I sound like an old smoking lady. I wanted to give you guys a rundown of, I guess, what my day looked like and the process and the level of pain I'm in and any revisions that I had done in the meantime. So I had to be at the hospital for 6 a.m. to like check in and whatnot. So I didn't get into surgery until 7:45. And my doctor was amazing. His name is Mohammed Alahi. So if you are in Ontario and the GTA area, I would definitely recommend going with him. He did my friends and she had amazing results. They made me feel so comfortable when I was in there. They had like music playing on the background. He introduced me to all the nurses and the doctors, the anesthesiologist, and they made me feel really comfortable. I wasn't nervous at all, like at all. I was like joking around with him the entire time until like I went in under. So they made me feel really, really comfortable. So I think that was really important. So I went to surgery at 7:45 a.m. When I got to the hospital, they had to check my blood pressure. I had to change into like their gowns and put on their little like fabric shoes. They gave me my IV, which was probably the worst part of it, just because I faint when I look at those things. So I had to walk around with like one of those like long metal rods with the IV. Then they put me on a stretcher. They took me to the surgery room, and so they took pictures of what I would look like before. They talked about, like spacing in terms of how close or how far apart I wanted them. And I told them that I wanted a bit of spacing because I was looking for a more natural look. So I went with moderate profile rather than high profile. So moderate profile is when they're more, they're a bit wider and they're not as, like you don't have as much projection with them. So they're not like the overly fake squished together look, which I kind of now wish I had gone with, but obviously it's only day one, so it's impossible to know what they're gonna look like when they're fully done. So if I'm not happy with them, I probably will go bigger and a bit more like pushed together, because I think I kind of like that look a bit more now that I think about it. Originally, I wanted to go with 425 cc's. During surgery, they bumped me up to 450 in one and 460 in the other. I was really nervous about going big. Originally, my first time that I went for my consultation, I said I wanted to go 500 cc's, which would have probably put me at like a double D, triple D, if not bigger. And now looking back on it, I'm really glad I didn't. But the difference between 450 and 500 cc's is really nothing. Plus you lose 50 cc's when you go under the muscle anyways. So looking at them now, even though they're swollen, like to me they're not huge. I probably would have gone bigger. And I think everybody kind of says that. There's always the booby grade, they say. So if you are like planning between two different sizes, I would probably go with the bigger one because they're not going to be as big as you think they are. I thought it was going to be huge and I'm not. And I went 450 cc's. So once, I think surgery was maybe like an hour and a half. I think they said it was supposed to be 2 hours, but it definitely wasn't that long. As I was like coming out of, I guess, my coma, I was still really tired and I couldn't even keep my eyes open. So like I was awake, but my eyes were closed for like 15 minutes or so because I was still very, very, very dizzy and very tired. It actually took me a long time to, not really long time, but longer than expected to fall asleep. So when they gave me the anesthesia, as I was breathing it in, I heard them, like I remember hearing them saying like, oh, she should be asleep by now. So it took me a little bit longer. I don't know why, but I was fully out. I didn't wake up during the procedure, which was like my biggest fear. So that part was easy. And after when I woke up, I was on the stretcher for maybe like 20 minutes. They came to check on me. They had already put me in my bra, which I brought myself. I brought a couple just because I wasn't sure what size it was going to be. So that was good. Like I was already in the bra and everything. They took me to like the recovery room area, and then my boyfriend came there with me for a bit. I got to change, and then I got to go home. So it really wasn't that bad. It wasn't a long day at all. I was just very tired because I only had like 4 hours of sleep the night before. And I was really cranky, actually. Like, now that I remember, like, when I came to, I just remember being very, like, irritable and very cranky. Everything was bothering me. So I don't know if it was because I was tired or because I was in pain or a combination of everything, but I remember that. When I got home, I literally just, like, lay down and watched some TV, took my painkillers. So I had, like, the TECs, is what we get in Canada, the Tex, which are the oxycodone, I believe is what they are, or oxycodone. And I had my, I guess they're antibiotics, which for infection. And then I took those. I had a full appetite, so like I had a bagel, I had a croissant, so that part was fine. I was eating a lot of food. And I was just really, really tired. So you have to sleep on your back for like a good 6 to 8 weeks. And I'm a side sleeper, so I thought this was going to be the worst. But because I was so tired, and I took my Percocet, which really, really helped me sleep. So for anybody that's getting it done, I honestly suggest you definitely take your Percocets right before bed. That is going to be like your best friend. I was in a lot of pain. I still am. Like, yesterday was horrible. I couldn't even lay down in bed by myself. So that part was the worst. I'm still in a lot of pain. I'd say like a 7 out of 10. That's because I went bigger. So tomorrow is my my first post-op appointment. So I will update you guys. I'll let you guys see what this looks like now compared to before and whatnot. Because the video is getting a bit long. I don't want to ramble on, which I already have been doing. So stay tuned, and I will be posting another video so you guys can actually see my results. Thanks.